The Coinbase CEO urges unhappy workers to quit and he slams their dumb petition. So, Coinbase boss Brian Armstrong is urging disgruntled employees to quit the company after an anonymous online petition called for several key executives at the embattled cryptocurrency firm to be removed from their posts. Armstrong unleashed a tweet storm in response to a viral petition dubbed Operation Revive Coin. The petition, purportedly written by Coinbase employees, called for a vote of no confidence in Coinbase COO Emilia Choi, Chief Product Officer Surojit Chatterjee, and Chief People's Officer L.J. Brock following a recent downturn in the firm's fortunes. This is really dumb on multiple levels, Armstrong tweeted on Friday alongside a link to the now deleted post. First of all, if you want to do a vote of no confidence, you should do it on me and not blame the execs. Who do you think is running this company? I was a little offended not to be included. Little smiley face emoji. Second, if you have no confidence in the execs or CEO of a company, then why are you working at that company? Quit and find a company to work at that you believe in, he added. Now, here's the thing that second one I completely agree with. If a worker does not believe in the people that are running the company, find a different company because you're following leadership that you have no faith in. And the first point is look, if you are going to blame someone, blame the person at the head because they are completely responsible. Like, that's the reality of any sort of business. Whether they are actually responsible or not, everything basically goes through under their supervision, right? And the people that are underneath them are technically supervised by them. So it's just like they are at the tip of the umbrella and everything falls below them, right? So, something to think about. The petition pointed to several alleged missteps at Coinbase under current executive leadership, including which it described as the failure of the Coinbase NFT platform, unsustainable hiring practices, and a generally apathetic and sometimes condescending attitude for the three executives it referenced. Armstrong called the decision to publicly circulate the petition deeply unethical and warned that any workers found to be responsible would be terminated. It's also dumb because if you get caught, you will be fired, and it's just not an effective way to get what you claim to want, he tweeted. Coinbase representatives did not immediately return a request for further comment. The petition and subsequent tweets from Armstrong are the latest sign of trouble at Coinbase, which has been under intense pressure as market volatility and a steep plunge in cryptocurrency prices weigh on its stock. Shares fell more than 13% in trading Monday during a broader sell-off, and Coinbase's stock is down by nearly 80% so far this year. And as the Post and other outlets reported last week, Coinbase has enacted a hiring freeze and even rescinded some job offers to new hires due to current market conditions and ongoing business prioritization efforts. Brock, one of the executives targeted in the petition, addressed the decision in a memo to staffers. We always knew crypto would be volatile, but that volatility alongside larger economic factors may test the company and us personally in new ways, Brock wrote. If we're flexible and resilient and remain focused on the long term, Coinbase will come out stronger on the other side. The hiring freeze also followed a weak first quarter earnings report and a warning from Coinbase that the crypto holdings of its customers could be at risk if the firm were to go bankrupt. Armstrong sought to downplay public fears about that warning, chalking up the message to updated SEC requirements and declaring Coinbase was at no risk of bankruptcy. Now, here's the thing this is something that you got to really ask yourself. If you do have money, like cryptocurrency, in something like Coinbase or Robinhood or whatever kind of stuff, right? Maybe it's a good idea to perhaps consider a hardware wallet, right? And the reason why I say that is that if they basically warn their investors saying like, hey, your crypto coins that might be in here might just disappear and you will never get them ever again. Whereas if you had a hardware wallet with your own crypto at your own place or a safe location that you knew of that you could only access, you basically got like an emergency fund where you have direct access to it, and if anything were to happen to your Coinbase account, you still have your crypto, right? So it's just something to really think about. Do I personally think that Coinbase is probably going to crash and burn? Probably not, but they are probably going to fire a lot of employees. They're probably going to thin the herd. They're probably going to make it so that they are going to probably try to cut their costs by a crazy amount. Same thing with Robinhood, same thing with basically any of these other trading platforms. I think the only trading platform right now that might actually be growing is the FTX, I think, .us platform or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Because they are spending so much money on advertising, so much money on influencer marketing that they might get to the point where they might be generating so much money, like FTX might be generating so much money that they might actually buy a share or like shares, I should say, like a significant amount of money or percentage of these other companies, basically to create an umbrella of cryptocurrency platforms where they all basically work alongside each other, right? Because you got to think about it too, right? If you have Robinhood, Coinbase, FTX, all these other crypto platforms all technically working together in some way, the crypto market itself might be pretty stable at that point. Maybe not necessarily in the price fluctuations, but the survivability that you will always be able to conduct a business on these platforms might be more secure. Again, something to think about. I think Coinbase is probably going to be losing a lot of money this year. I think Robinhood is probably going to be losing a lot of money this year. I think a lot of these crypto platforms are going to be losing disgusting amounts of money to the point where they themselves, these companies, are probably going to be worth not even like a tenth of what they were worth a year ago, and they're going to get bought up either in full or a very sizable chunk on the cheap, right? I could literally see the CEO of FTX basically dropping a few hundred million, few billion or whatever into these different platforms and taking massive ownership stakes in all of them, right? I mean, they're even funding like politicians right now for crypto. So it wouldn't really be that surprising if they end up doing something about this and basically creating their own kind of like crypto monopoly in a sense. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, go to 40inbox.com. Stay tuned for more personal finance money commentary.